you all look tired, okay? Thanks for sticking around for the end of that. Really excited for this team to be 2-0. There were, obviously the last week when you look at how we started the game, just almost completely opposite this week. So thankfully when one side of the ball is struggling, then the other two sides, they need to pick that side up. And tonight our offense did that as we started the game, and so did special teams. So how important that is to be able to play complementary football. I thought our line of scrimmage play was much better from the offensive line. Mockobee ran tough. All the runners really ran hard. Yards after contact, which was good to see. We left a couple of plays out there with drops that we haven't seen. So that focus, and you add those two plays that I can think of just top of my head, things are a little bit better. I thought the offense really, the plan that they had going into it, they were in complete control the entire time and listening on that side. They had answers throughout the game on the looks we were getting. Defensively, after the first two series, I thought we calmed down and played smart football. We were a little bit slow for whatever reason as we got started. We saw the formation, we had checks into that, we just didn't get it executed. So Coach Shear and the defensive side, they made some changes and went a couple of things that we had repped this week that we didn't think we were going to get to early on, but we had to. And the players did a great job on understanding what we needed to change and then going and changing it. I do believe Southern Illinois is going to win a bunch of games. I think they're a gritty team. I've got a lot of respect for the way they play the game. I think their head coach is really good. They've got some toughness about them, so I would like to give them credit as well. I said it last week, and I don't know if people will listen and understand this, but winning is really hard, and you got to find a way. You got to find an edge on how it takes to get your team there, and I'm never ever going to apologize for winning. So we understand the challenges that are upcoming. We understand we're not anywhere close to what we will be as a finished product. We'll continue to strive in every single area. We're excited about getting into conference play next week, and what a crowd tonight at Ross 8. You talk about the band, you talk about the student section, you talk about the fans, with the lights, the music, and all the different things. We will continue to work to create this one of the toughest places to play in college football. And it happens because there's so many moving parts that make it work. And tonight was a lot of fun to be in that environment. I know our kids enjoyed it. I certainly did. You could feel it, and very thankful for the Purdue fans on what that looks like, and can't wait to see you again here in 7 short days. So I'll answer any questions that you guys have.
Barry, what did you identify as the culprit, I guess, on those first two drives that you were giving up the big chunk plays beyond just being a step slow, and then how did you get that corrected?
Yeah, one of them was we didn't get, when they went in an empty formation, we didn't get the check across the board on the back end. We're just slow getting it done. So that was the first one. And then the second one, the first drive, we had them on two different third downs. They extended the drive on third downs. We were in position, didn't make a play, outside leverage one time. Should have been a little bit tighter. We played inside the receiver. Quarterback made a nice throw on the corner route. And then on the over route, he was just uncovered, and that was a breakdown in coverage. Really wasn't anything other than communication from that. So Coach did a great job settling them down, showing them the pictures on what we were getting, understanding as long as we can get everybody on the same page, we're going to be okay.
Yeah, Barry, just what was the plan tonight to ride Devin Mockobee? I think he had a career high 32 carries for a rushing attack that had over 200 yards on the ground.
Well, I think that was one of our points of emphasis this week. Our Tuesday and Wednesday practice were two of the most physical that we've had, and it was good on good. A lot of the time we wanted to try to establish the line of scrimmage with the offensive line on running the football. We know that we're going to have to be a running team. That opens up things down the field in the vertical passing game when we can establish that. We didn't do as much quarterback run game tonight. Devin had a big workload. He continues to make plays. He's a tough kid, a great competitor, and our offensive line, I thought, did a really nice job on establishing at the point of attack the way either the combo block or the zone schemes or the gap schemes, whichever we were going with. I thought they did a nice job on getting a hat on a hat and finishing moving the right direction.
What's it mean to be 2-0, Barry, setting up what could be a real big game next week with a program like USC coming to West Lafayette?
Yeah, they're all big. I mean, every single game is big. Tonight was big, and Kuffner told me walking in, I joined the crowd of Coach Cleo, back in, what year was it? 1916. Long time since a coach has started 2-0. I didn't have anything to do with it. It was all the support people, our players, and then, you know, it's two games and we got 2 wins. So we just got to keep finding a way to stack the preparation habits and the opportunity at 3:30 on Saturday afternoon. We understand getting into conference play, how important every single game is.
Tom was at the game. He can tell you more about it. 1960. Back to Devin. Just what does it mean for a coach, maybe for a player, for a team, to have, you know, a senior like that you can ride in that situation, that has that dependability, and even if you have to win a game methodically, I guess the trust that's there to keep putting the ball in his hands.
I was hoping you were going to say one word there, and it's trust. And you know how hard it is to earn trust in today's world. It's really, really hard to earn, and it's so easy to give away. But every single day that I have been here, Devin Mockobee has earned trust with everybody around him. Going to be a mechanical engineer graduate in the near future. He brings it every single day at practice. It doesn't matter if it's a walkthrough, a run-through, in the weight room, in the meetings, whatever it is. I know exactly what we're going to get out of Mock. You can win a lot of football games with guys like Devin Mockobee, and he does it right every single day, and the entire organization has great trust in him.
Hey, Coach, Kyle, Sports Report. You talked about the fans, you talked about the students. That was my original question, but I'm going to pivot to what makes this place so special? You've been here a couple games. I mean, this is a special place, and what does this mean to you being here, the coach at Purdue?
Yeah, I'm not going to do a very good job of really putting that as eloquently as someone probably should. But you look at the Purdue way, and you look at what will win here, what is the way to build a program and a foundation. It's been really easy for me to look at Coach Painter and men's basketball, Coach Shondell and women's volleyball. I went and spoke to the band, and there are 500 members there. It was before they made their cuts. The energy that is there, the passion that people care for Purdue is unmatched. I'm honored to have a chance to represent this logo. I've got a lot of belief in Mike Babinski and his staff and Tiffany Grimes, because every single day there is alignment, there's vision. There could be some problems, but there's always solutions. And those things, when you have that thing all together, okay, in the entire organization, and you look at, for us, strength and conditioning, sports medicine, nutrition, academic resources in the academic center, everybody that pours in cares about Purdue, and they care about building our student athletes to provide them to have a future in this opportunity through the game of football that will create memories and opportunities for the next 50 years of their life. So I take great responsibility in what that looks like every single day, but I'm so thankful because the people of Purdue, the 58,000 undergrad students, the people of the state of Indiana, the people in the 5-hour, 6-hour radius of West Lafayette, the brand is strong. And I think we're just scratching the surface on what we're going to be as a football program. And I'm so honored to have a chance to do it here because of all those things that I mentioned that make it work.
Thanks, Coach. Back to Tom.
Hey, Coach, just kind of assess Ryan Brown's effort tonight and also comment on Georgia Burrian, who actually led you guys in catches and yards tonight.
I thought Ryan was gritty. He overcame a couple of, I think you look at 2 drops, that's hard because they were, good balls and that happens, but he knows he can't have a bad day. He's got to build those up around him no matter what happens on to the next play. He's got to be stoic in what his approach is, and I thought he did a nice job. He ran tough when his number was called. And then, guys, I could go on everything that George Burheen did. From, there's a number of guys that were here in the spring when he broke his leg, and it was a terrible, terrible injury. But he had when you have something that goes into that, number one, you've got to have great determination to come back from something like that. You've got to have great determination from the student athlete. You can put a check mark by that. George attacked it every single day. You've got to have a great medical team in every way that number one, did the procedure. Okay, number two, in sports medicine, that went full activation on return to play and what that looks like in every single area. Strength and conditioning on getting him back in a position to be able to play. And then all those people working together, and it gets down to that was hit every single time, but then it goes back to George on how determined he was to get back. And it was a long, long, tough road for him to overcome the things that he did throughout that process. I've got so much respect for him and the way he played tonight. He's going to have a heck of a year, and what a wonderful young man he is, and a great representative of our great university.
Barry, you mentioned earlier defensive communication, and there were a couple instances I noticed Charles put a guy in the right spot, and that guy ended up making the play. And this is a guy who came here, he played for you last year, but he came here after the spring. Did you kind of notice that he was that type of player at UNLV, and he was probably somebody you needed to target in the portal?
He's going to be a great player, and the things that make him great, number one, he's physically talented. He's got great football IQ. What I noticed when we had him as a freshman last year, we had a really good player ahead of him in Jackson Woodard. But everything that Woodard did, Charles tried to replicate. And if we were in a walkthrough and the one defense was out there, Charles was 30 yards behind the one defense, getting the call, the signal. You could tell he was having self-talk through that call, making the checks that he needed to his own air. And then he was taking his steps as a linebacker does, getting a million reps when he wasn't in the game. So we're really excited about him being here. We think he's got a tremendous future. He's a dedicated player to the team. He's a team guy. He does have football smarts, and the linebacker position is not counting the quarterback. It's probably the hardest position to play in our system because we put so much on that spot. And it's a good and a bad thing that I played the spot and Coach Shear played the spot, and we understand how important it is that position is right, and they've got to spend more time than anyone through their tip sheet and their reminders and the game plan study because everything runs through the linebacker position defensively.
Nathan, last question.
So can you go into any more detail about what the defensive adjustment was? Was it something reacting to them coming out in what you hadn't anticipated? Or
I wish I had some great answer for it. We had a really good plan going in. We didn't do a very good job executing and communicating it early on, and we stayed the course and stayed the plan. I've never been a person that believes, hey, we'll wait till halftime and making adjustments. You don't got time. You're blown out of the stadium if you wait till halftime. So our changes have to make, it's a chess match. What are they doing? Okay, this is what we got. Okay, can you be on the attack? This is what they got. Are they odd fan? Are they slide protection? What are they doing? How are they trying to attack us? So all the things that go into that, it's ever-ending communication on the headsets. Okay, here's what they're doing. Here's our answer. Here's what they're doing. Here's our answer. And I thought defensively, it took everybody defensively to get them calmed down and get it fixed and understand what we were trying to do. I wish I had a great, magic wand. We did that. It wasn't it. It was just they stayed the course. They understood what we needed to do, and things slowed down for us. So credit to, number one, game plan. I thought we had answers when we needed them, and that our kids, again, they did a great. Doesn't matter what we know. They've got to go execute it, and they did a nice job making some changes, making some adjustments, and then going and executing it.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.